Hi and welcome to this lecture. Now, you will remember that we have come across the par function. If you can remember, we have been using it, the par function, in order to control a number of individual plots in one device. Okay, let us recap. If you can remember, I'm going to come here and say, I want to create this new window, this empty window. Okay. I want it to stay here for demonstration purposes. Okay. Now, if you remember, when we use the par function, we have mfrow. Okay, so we have mfrow where we specify the number of rows and columns. So in this case, we want 1 row and 2 columns, right? Say our first plot is going to be this scatter plot of using this data set, quakes data set, where we specify the relationship between the longitude and latitude of these earthquakes. And if you run this, we notice that this has added a scatter plot, but you notice there's quite a ton of space remaining on the other side. That is because we have also to add another plot. So let's say in this example, we say I'm also going to use stations. So this here is something that we have looked at. We'll specify the number of rows and columns. So as you can see now, we have managed to plot this quick data set side by side in the same device. But we also have another way. And that way is if you try and use the layout function. So how does a layout function works? Now, let's say we want final control of the layout of our graphics. We can make use of the layout function. Okay, so this function has a main argument, which is a matrix. So a matrix specifies the locations for each graphic. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So let's come in here. Remember, we have to reset this mfrow, and then if you run this, okay, let's say in this case we create this matrix. See, I'm going to create this matrix for demonstration purposes, and let's say we use number 2. Now let's see this matrix. Okay, so this here is a matrix. So as you can see, it has rows of 1s and 2, 3, 4. So what does it mean? So this means that the first graphic will fill all the cells containing the one value. Okay. Then moving the second graphic, it will appear in this position. Now we're going to say layout. Let's pass in this matrix. Okay, now let's create these random numbers. So we want to generate simple plots. Okay, now let's say first one is the histogram, and we run this. Here is this histogram. So you can see this graphic. It has filled out the entire space, but there is this remaining space. Okay, so if we come here and say, now give us a box plot, you can see this box plot is filled in this position. Okay, if we add another graphic and say, for example, we simply just want a scatter plot of X, you can see it has created this graphic and there's a remaining space. So this layout is controlled by this matrix, right? When we had ones, it filled out these entire cells with this plot, and it moved on to the second row to fill this position with this plot, right? Now it has filled this position, which here is 3. It has filled this position with this plot. So in this case, we have managed to control the layout using a matrix, right? So let's say also we add this last one and say run. So you can see it's added this normal QQ plot. Okay, so that is how you can use the layout function.